Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about a reading app I recently discovered. Not sure if any of you have trouble reading on screens, but for me, I've always found it inconvenient to read digitally because I can no longer make free annotations. I cannot write on the margins of the books. I cannot write down my thoughts on a piece of paper and stick it to the page. In other words, I feel like I'm no longer conversing with my books when I read on screen. So this app I'm going to introduce today is called Marginalia. It's not perfect, but it does offer some solutions to my digital reading problems. So I'll start by showing you the home page. Basically here you get a preview of all your readings. On the left column here, we can see that it shows my recently accessed readings, or you can access them by folders. The folder colors correspond to the tab colors of the titles in the middle column. And you can also sort by reading types, whether it's a web page, a PDF document, or your ebooks. So in the middle here, it's a list of my recent readings. On the right-hand side, it's the book that I'm currently reading. On the top, it's the title. It's called The Death and Life of Great American Cities. Right in this area, it's a preview of the notes I've made reading this book. So if I want to read the book, I'll simply click on the view icon, and there is a welcome back message telling me where I had last left off. So right now it shows the basic layout of this app, with the reading reference material on the left-hand side and the annotation area on the right-hand side. And there's a toolbar that runs across the top of the screen. One of the most frequent activities in active reading is annotation. So in this highlighter tool here in Marginalia, you get a drop-down menu which gives you some color options and some formatting options. And there's something that I find really useful. It's called Auto Excerpt, which I have it turned on right now. What this means is that whatever I'm highlighting on the left-hand side is also going to appear on the right-hand side canvas. I'm going to show you how this works. So see here, whatever I'm highlighting on the left-hand side, it appears simultaneously on the right-hand side canvas. I can also turn this off anytime. When it's turned off, I can still highlight anything in the book. They just no longer appear on the right-hand side canvas. When reading physical books, I really like to make in-context annotations. And you can also do this in Marginalia. The way to do it is at the location where you want to make an in-context annotation. Use your pencil to draw two straight lines downward. What this does is it will connect you to a text box on the right-hand side where you can put whatever annotations you want to. Like here, for instance, I want to remind myself that Howard is also the author of The Garden Cities of Tomorrow. Another feature I really enjoy is making mind maps. For instance, here I've highlighted the 3 bullet points that describe the qualities of a good neighborhood street, and I want to make it into a diagram that will help me understand easily later on. So what I did here is after excerpts come up on the right-hand side, I pinched them a little to resize the tabs, and then using the type tool, I gave the diagram a heading. And then after that, I simply drew some lines to connect the bullet points with the heading. So now I have a really clear diagram which will help me to understand the structure of this paragraph later on. Besides the most frequent annotation tools I just talked about, there are also a bunch of other useful ones. Say if I want to make a sticky note on the left or the right-hand side, I can simply use this comment function. Or if I want to extract something that's not text, I can use the lasso selection tool to select diagrams or pictures. If I want to create a doodle or a drawing in my notes, and I want bigger space, I can simply drag the central control to one side and create a doodle in my notes. Another thing people find challenging while reading digitally is navigating through text. Marginalia offers a few solutions to help. On the left-hand side, there is the status slider, where you can just slide it through as you would flip through a physical book. and it's also separated into different segments based on chapters. Right next to it is the bookmarks column. Up here is a bookmark that I've added earlier on. So if I want to place a new one on the current page that I'm reading, I can just simply click on this add icon, and here you go, a new bookmark is added. There are times when I want to compare different parts of the book that's not on the same page. So this can be achieved by pinching in and out using 3 fingers. So when I pinch in using 3 fingers, it gives me this condensed version of my highlights across the book, but it also leaves in some context for better understanding. If I want to read more context on this page where I've highlighted using orange, I can just pinch back out using 3 fingers, and it takes me back to the page where I've highlighted using orange. So there are other ways to navigate through the document as well. When you click on the drop-down menu for the outline, it gives you options of outline, thumbnails, bookmarks, and this one I really like. It's called Recent Sessions. So if I click on the outline tab, the typical table of contents bar will pop up on the left. And if I go back to see the recent sessions, it gives me something similar to the version history in Google Docs. So say if I want to retrieve something that I've read this morning at 9:15, I'll simply click on the 9:15 a.m. tab to go back to the pages that I've read this morning. For spatial layout, Marginalia currently offers 3 preset modes. Up till now in this video, I've shown you guys the annotation mode. And say if I'm reading a novel where there's not much annotations, I can go into full reading mode, where the entire screen is the book. And it also has the compare mode, where it comes in really handy when you want to compare 2 documents side by side. So that's it from me for today. I hope you all enjoyed this video. For any thoughts regarding this app, please leave your comments down below. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!